Man shot dead by police after knife attack at Spanish Town Hospital. The Independent Commission of Investigations is probing the fatal shooting by a police of a man who reportedly attacked another with a knife on the grounds of the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine. Dead is 24-year-old Jamar Booth, unemployed of Old Road, Thompson Pen, Spanish Town. It is reported that about 9:25 a.m., the police had escorted a prisoner to the hospital for a medical appointment, and while waiting, the man in their custody was attacked by Booth, who had a knife. Booth was reportedly instructed by the police to drop the knife, but disobeyed and continued his attack on the man. The police reportedly fired at him and he was injured. A 33-year-old man also alleged suffering injuries to one of his hands during the incident. The knife was retrieved by the police, and Booth was assisted to the hospital accident and emergency department, where he died while undergoing treatment. The entire gully is my house. A resident of Trafalgar Park in New Kingston says she lost everything after her home was inundated with water from a nearby gully on Friday when heavy rain lashes the island. We heard a whirring sound, and when we looked, we just saw water just rushing inside, break the glass door, start to lick over stuff. I don't even know how I'm standing here today, Nadine Thompson told reporters. It was really, really bad. The bedroom, everywhere is in a mess, everywhere. And you can see all the furniture and stuff outside, she explained, showing the most battered interior of her home. Thompson blames a neighboring apartment complex built near to the gully for the overflow, which she says has never happened before on her property, though her neighbor previously lost a retaining wall. Because of the apartment that's there, they block it, and so the gully, right there, it changed the route. When the rain falls, it no have nowhere to run, so it just blocks up behind me, she stated. Added Thompson, the owners know it, and then there's another apartment there owned by the same people, so they block it up. Hurricane Gilbert came and all of that and nothing ever happened. It's since the apartment that they put up behind us. That's why it's happening. Thompson explained that she was forced to seek other accommodation to sleep on Friday because the house could not be slept in and she has lost much. Everything is gone. It liquid the car, mash up the car. There's another 2-bedroom here on the property, mash up. The amount of debris around the back, logs, desks, and tables. The whole gully is in my house. The entire gully is in my home and in my yard, she stated. The homeowner said it was too early to estimate the cost of damage to her home, but stressed that everything had been damaged in some way. Miraculous. At just 14 and 10 years old, siblings Olivia and Justice Watson believe that they've received a divine call from God to minister through song and speech, sharing their gifts at churches and events locally and overseas. Their ministry, however, was born out of personal challenges that they now see as testimonies of God's power to transform weakness into purpose. The oldest sibling, Olivia, struggled with a hoarse voice that impacted her speech until around 4 years old. Their mother said she was deeply concerned until a miraculous turn of events revealed that Olivia carried the voice of an angel by the age of 7. For Justice, the herder was reading, his mother admitted that she once felt the need to shelter him from others because of his struggles. Yet, despite being unable to read, he possessed an exceptional vocabulary and a natural gift for storytelling. Over time, that gift blossomed into his ability to recount biblical stories and share the deeper messages behind them. Together, both siblings who worship at Harborview Seventh-day Adventist Church now use what was once seen as limitations to inspire others, showing how God can turn trials into tools for his mission. Oliver shared that she was about 9 years old when she got baptized and for the first time sang at church. I believe that song chose me. I feel that God ordained me to be a singer because anything else that I do, I don't have that kind of passion for it like I have for singing and music overall, she told reporters. She stated that overall, she has a deep appreciation for the arts and a strong affection for music. The 14-year-old added that she is especially drawn to singing songs about God's intervention and deliverance, as they reflect her own personal struggles. I like songs like that because I feel that it really resonates with me because there have been periods in my life that I've been down and only God could bring me back up. No one else could. So those songs really touch my heart, she explained. After performing at her local church, she said many people approached her to express their admiration for her beautiful voice. Before long, she began receiving requests to minister online for churches overseas, and those requests continue to grow. It feels good to me to share the gospel and the good news with others, especially those who haven't heard about the gospel or haven't accepted Jesus in their hearts. But I would say there's a downside because I've been met with rejection because of it, because it isn't something that people accept in this society nowadays, said the teen. However, Oliver said she continues in her mission because in her dark days, when rejection gave her doubt, God gave her the strength to continue. I started reading the Bible and praying to God and telling Him how I felt, and it took some time, but God eventually showed His love to me. That love He showed from the biblical character, He showed it to me, and I just feel so happy knowing that He's the one that delivers me out of that dark period. That's why I know I chose God, because I know He is the one who could have taken me out of that situation. No one else could, she insisted. Oliver shared that as she ministered to others, her younger brother would sit and listen to her sing. She recalled one day, while singing online for a church in New York, her brother said he wanted to share a story from the Bible. That was the beginning of their journey as siblings who minister. At now 10 years old, Justice shared that for much of his life, he has held deep appreciation for storytelling. It's been my passion since I was 5 years old when I started. My mom and sister would always be annoyed when I was younger because from I was 1 year old, I could talk. I would constantly tell these stories that would annoy them, but I think it was God preparing me for my journey as a preacher, he shared. He recounted that the first story he shared in church was about a woman caught in adultery and how Jesus defended her from the Pharisees. He was 8 years old at the time. After I did that, everybody was like, wow, that was very good. And at first, I was like, okay, that's nice. After a couple of months, I completely forgot about what I did. And then suddenly, my mom told me that those same people want me to do a story. I was kind of shocked because I didn't think I was good at that. I ended up doing that story, and then for a while, every Friday, I would tell a story he told reporters. Justice shared that at age 9, he got baptized and has preached many times since, but his favorite story will always be David and Goliath. It kind of goes in my direction because David was a child when he beat Goliath, and the meaning of the story is that no matter how young you are or how big the challenge is, you can always overcome it, said the 10-year-old. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.